Alright, man, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Key coming at y'all boys with a brand new video, and today we got the family TV once again, you feel me? But we can't get into this video just yet. I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Get in that comment box, tell me how you felt about this video. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and check it out.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Got all the steppers and everybody.
It's a T-treat. Coming out of Hollywood, Florida, man. You know, just knocked off the porch with Dirty Club.
Been a nigga block, they scream like, look, Lord, just help me, please. I was chasing guap, one nigga pop, they scream with me. I know the real devil. I'm pulling up on niggas like Bo, I'm a real stepper, running real killers, real hitters, pull up hitting shit.
Friends and the players of a youth
yeah,
football team are mourning the loss of their beloved coach who was shot and killed at a park last night. They had just finished practice when gunmen approached and shot the coach repeatedly.
Your mama got put up there, fuck nigga.
At 5, we're following some breaking news right now in Lauderhill, where 3 people were wounded in a shootout on a busy street. Chopper 4 is over the scene along State Road 7 and Sunrise Boulevard. Police are telling us they were first called to the scene about 3 o'clock this afternoon. They say people in a black car started firing at a tan vehicle. The people inside fired back before the black car could drive off.
Friends trying to get some more information.
According to Hallandale Beach Police, a neighbor found the body around 6 a.m. in front of this home on Northwest 6th Terrace and 9th Court. It's unclear at this point if the man was actually killed there or if his body was dumped, but police say he did grow up in the area.
Fire burning brightly early Tuesday morning, an SUV completely engulfed in flames. Inside, a person found dead.
I thought that was going to be somebody burning the box trying to get rid of the evidence. They are trying to get rid of the evidence and a human body too. Damn.
Video, I want us to address 2 quick points that I come to understand. First, rappers need to stop claiming murders, even if they had something to do with it, even if you was involved. That's even worse. You're making yourself a target for the enemy and the police. Secondly, let's try to view this from a different perspective. Fam, imagine losing your mother to the streets because of a war that you was involved in or started, like the person we're going to talk about today, or consider his best friend, whose mother been a target by his rivals due to an alleged affair. Would the same rules that you once went by apply to you now?
Wait, what?
It's just food for thought. I'm not saying I would or wouldn't, but I do want to emphasize that these issues are very real. Family, there's been some major developments since our last update about an up-and-coming rapper from Florida who's been indicted under a RICO while already serving time in jail. And the murder he's charged with, almost 3 years later, is allegedly the murder of a well-known rapper from Florida who was once signed to Kodak Black. Where's the Wizard? This is a man who some say was tortured, kidnapped, killed, and according to authorities, dismembered and dropped in a body bag in his neighborhood where he grew up at, which happens to be the same neighborhood where he lost his older brother years prior. But you know where we at in today's society, fam. This generation gonna brag about crimes. Rappers gonna rap about it, and this situation was no different. The man who authorities claim responsible for this man's murder, who we'll later discuss, a lot of people only know him for dissing Where's the Wizard after he lost his life, insinuating he had something to do with it. In fact, I plan on giving you guys a full update, but I'm gonna take it back, leading with what got to this since 2016. But I want to be clear, I'd be lying to you if I told you based on the information that was presented thus far in my research that the police got the right guy. But like we said, rapping in your music, making yourself a prime suspect. But you got people in Broad County who already know the person allegedly responsible and known for taking the life of Wiz the Wizard and many more is already in the grave for retaliation, which we'll later discuss. Now this real life, fam, and it's hard truths. This is a case where we exposing it, where we all know there's many more like it. Now I'm sure I might miss some real life situations that's not public, but I did my research and I'm gonna take it back to 2010 all the way to 2024, where you get where we at today and how a well-known figure started a generational war that took many lives in return. But before we get into this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Hollywood, Florida,
I think Psycho,
the neighborhood called Liberia.
Because I want to story develop, but I remember seeing somewhere that the Psycho, I think his name is Psycho Bob. It's Psycho something, but Psycho Bob, his mom got killed while he was in jail, in prison, And I think that's that woman.
Only 12 streets. An up-and-coming rapper named mngmtkee is also from. Real name Trayvon Key. Now HMT allegedly stands for Hollywood Money Team. Now according to authorities, an mngmtkee indictment, the gang he allegedly rep is DHB, Dana Hot Boys. And you'll later see how mngmtkee always had tension with people who were signed to Kodak Black. Back in 2021, Kodak Black had been pardoned by the U.S. president before leaving his term. He was one of over 70 individuals. High-profile cases like him, Lil Wayne, and many more.
The White House, President Trump has issued his final list of presidential pardons and commutations. In all, there are 73 pardons and 70 sentences commuted. The most notable name is former campaign advisor Steve Bannon, who pleaded not guilty to defrauding donors in a We Built the Wall fundraiser. Other notable names on the list include rappers Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, and the former mayor of Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick. President Trump's pardons do not include any members of his family or his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
And at this time, Kodak Black had public beef with his former artist, Jackboy. And in return, he assembled a whole new roster for his label that was known in the streets and actually good in rapping. But you know how the streets go, family. The beef your man's got, once you with him, you inherit it. That was no different with Kodak Black and his Florida artist from Fort Lauderdale and Dade County. His artist was Psycho Bob, Wiz the Wizard, Wham Spin the Band, who was blood cousins to Wiz the Wizard. Wiz the Wizard and Psycho Bob had a reputation in Broward County. Now first, let's discuss Psycho Bob. Real name, Cambrell Smart, who is currently serving 5 years in federal prison since December of 2022. His case raises questions, as he pleaded guilty to gun possession despite being a convicted felon. Psycho Bob too is from Hollywood, Florida, but he wasn't born into Dana. He moved there when he was just a child. And some say he caused division within the community. This led to people like mngmtkee, Liberia Sig, who despite their ties to Liberia, formed close bonds with others in Dana. In 2021, mngmtkee tragically lost his mother to street violence.
And rest in peace to his mama. I understand what they saying or what he's trying to say, but bro, I don't see how one person can come over there and then divide the place. Like, they was already divided. He might have just been, you know what I'm saying, the one that catch the blame for it, but he can't just come over there and say, oh, y'all, we don't like these niggas no more. Like, nigga, who is you? You feel me? Like,
that deeply affected him. Trey's mom was only 39 years old when she lost her life. Her name was Missy Hopkins. According to people around her, it was hard not to like Miss Missy. Friday, March 19, 2021 at around lunchtime, Northwest 27th Avenue and 175th Street in Miami Gardens. Missy was returning to work at her hair salon, Hair Free, talking to a friend on the phone, when suddenly a man in a hoodie comes up from behind and shoot her point blank range and didn't even rob her. The mom, grandmother, and wife had lost her life on the scene. May she rest in peace and love and condolences to her family.
New on the night team, the story of a woman gunned down while walking to work in broad daylight.
Karen Hensel explains why a month later her sisters are now turning to 7 Investigates.
This is video from the first day of school as 39-year-old Misty Hopkins led kids like the Pied Piper.
She's like your biggest support. And then that person had a kid at the same age. Because I'm like, bro, how's she 39 and got grandkids? But she just had kids early and then her kids had kids.
Like, no matter what you are doing, she was never a sad person. She always laughed.
But her laughter was silenced the day the mother of 8 was shot and killed at this business center on Northwest 27th Avenue near 175th Street in Miami Gardens. It was a Friday, March 19th, around lunchtime. Misty was returning to work at her salon, Hair Free, talking to a friend on the phone.
She was on the phone with her, and I guess she told her, like, I guess somebody started her, and she was like, wow, you scared me. What are you here for? And then all of a sudden, I guess, like, with him pulling out the gun on her, I guess, and she's got heard gunshots.
Did she indicate whether she thought Misty knew this person?
I don't think she did, because she said, oh, you scared me. Who are you here for? And that's it.
Then she heard gunshots.
Miami Gardens police say Misty Hopkins was approaching the salon door when she was confronted and shot to death by a man wearing a black hoodie.
Police say she died here in this hallway, but the man fled down the stairs and headed west across Northwest 27th Avenue.
Got away with it.
The women say Misty was not robbed, but was shot several times.
What does that tell you?
That it was intentional. That they were out. They was out to seek revenge.
Personal. But not towards her, because she wouldn't harm a fly, so.
They believe their friend was targeted for some reason because of the brutal way she was killed. They say many were too afraid to go to the funeral.
So we just kind of just stayed away.
If a person was that bold to kill her in broad daylight, who's to say you wouldn't come to the funeral?
Nicole and Latoya are Misty's lifelong friends, and Melanie is her biological sister.
Sisters.
They share a friendship so close they consider themselves all sisters.
But you want to know what's crazy?
But
though?
staying away from
a little bit, right? So these is all, you know what I'm saying, their family, and then that one in the middle is just a close friend. But there are so many people or parents of our generation who were friends and who were cool, but now that their children's beef, they're basically inheriting the beef too. They're like, man, your son got problems with my son, I got a problem with you. Like, instead of, man, look, we got to do something to get these kids together, they doing shit like that, like falling back from their friends over this little bitty ass beef. Like, y'all don't know how much power y'all truly got. Even though y'all feel like y'all can't quote unquote control these people or these kids, it ain't even about controlling them, it's about setting the example. Y'all gotta handle y'all business and live y'all life how y'all live y'all life, and it'll spread.
They consider themselves all sisters.
That's what you do.
But staying away from her little sister's funeral was especially hard for Melanie.
It's not right. You have to be some kind of devil to even try to shoot her in her face, or just the thought of you just putting the bullet to her face.
Imagine they have to have a closed casket funeral and she's beautiful. Like, you see her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She was beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know why the bullets were aimed at her, but to even say goodbye, you know, she didn't deserve that type of goodbye. She should have been celebrated.
There was sheer anguish the day Misty Hopkins died. And now, a month later, her sisters are hoping someone will come forward to find her killer.
Justice got to be served, and somebody got to speak up. If we don't speak up, then what's going to happen? Turn yourself in. You broke a lot of hearts.
Misty Hopkins was a wife, daughter, mother, grandmother, and sister. Her youngest child is just 2 years old.
How do you tell a 2-year-old your mom is gone? He's missing so much, and for him to be 2 years old and taking, I just don't understand.
The sisters are pleading, if you saw something, say something and call police. Crime Stoppers is offering up to a $5,000 reward for information leading to.
They say that they gonna keep you safe and this, that, and the third, and then some way, somehow your name come up in a court document. If they killed this mother of a 2-year-old, obviously she got other children, you know what I'm saying? We watching a video on her son, but if they killed her just because they didn't like him, imagine what they'll do to somebody who's telling on them. And then that little $5,000 reward is not enough to relocate or do this, that, and the third, bro. Ain't nobody finna do that. And if somebody does do it, it ain't gonna
Karen
be for
Hensel,
the money.
7 News.
Now, somebody was later arrested in connection to Miss Missy's demise. But you know, as we just mentioned, street rappers claim responsibility, whether they had something to do with it or not. And in this case, it was no different. Subsequently, but the same year, Psycho Bob and HMT Trey clashed in a local mall, with Psycho Bob making a reference to HM Trey's mother.
That's what he
Well, it ain't Psycho Bob. This confrontation led to Psycho Bob being shot as he left the mall. Thankfully, a fan recognized him and rushed him to an emergency room.
Bro, what's
with
crazy
the incident
is that
only
being
happening in the
assigned
next month.
a label like Sniper Gang and this, that, and the third, moving around with Kodak, you would never think that he would be in a car like that, but maybe it's a more low-key car so they can get around the city.
Miss Missy lost her life April 26, 2021.
At 5, we're following some breaking news right now in Lauderhill, where 3 people were wounded in a shootout on a busy street. Chopper 4 is over the scene along State Road 7 and Sunrise Boulevard. Police are telling us they were first called to the scene about 3 o'clock this afternoon. They say people in a black car started firing at a tan vehicle. The people inside fired back before the black car could drive off. A portion of State Road 7 has been shut down as this investigation continues. And so far, there have been no arrests. The 3 people who were hurt are at Broward Health Medical Center in serious condition. Lauderhill police are asking anyone with information to call them or Crime Stoppers. Stay with CBS 4 News for updates both on air and online. We'll update you as the investigation continues and we get more details.
After recovering, Psycho Bob released a track where he mentioned Celeste, a woman who he claimed to have been involved with, who happens to be the mother of HMT Trey's best friend, Liberia Seed.
That's man down, let's pussy good, but a head be a mackin'. That's the art mama. Oh yeah, bitch, I smashed. Hold on.
Bro, but you gotta think about it, bro. I ain't gonna count. You might not know all the politics, bro, but smashing somebody who is ops to your son, which would have to be probably about half your age, is crazy.
Another one of Kodak artists would take a huge blow. Where's the Wizard? But it was bad timing. This around the same time where he wanted to leave the camp, which is Sniper Gang, Kodak Black's label. September 17th, 2021, which is a huge date to this video. Where's Them Williams, aka Where's the Wizard, was found at about 6 a.m. in front of a home on Northwest 6th Terrace and 9th Court. But according to authorities, that's not where he died. That's where he was placed after being tortured. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family.
He was found this morning. Investigators suspect foul play. Local 10's Ian Margle is live with details on this. Ian.
Yeah, police cleared this scene about an hour and a half ago at this point. This is the home where that man was found, but there are still a lot of questions left to be answered here. Namely, why did this happen and where was this man killed? Make their way into a crime scene after a man was found dead on a sidewalk Friday.
Investigation continues. There's going to be detectives reaching out to the family, friends, trying to get some more information.
According to Hallandale Beach Police, a neighbor found the body around 6 a.m. in front of this home on Northwest 6th Terrace and 9th Court. It's unclear at this point if the man was actually killed there or if his body was dumped, but police say he did grow up in the area. Although law enforcement hasn't confirmed who he is, the victim has been identified on social media as rapper Wiz Da Wizard. And as people gathered at the scene, some pushed their way under the crime scene tape.
When you suspect that it might be a family member of yours or a loved one, you would want to try to confirm that for yourself. It wasn't anything malicious or ill will. It was just trying to get their own confirmation.
Now, investigators are working to figure out who did this and why.
And we're making a plea to the public at this time that if anyone has any information that could help us assist with a suspect, then that would be greatly appreciated.
So this is still very early stages of this investigation. Wiz Da Wizard, his real name, Wisdom Williams, and the police did tell us that the victim grew up in this neighborhood. He hasn't lived here in a bit, but did grow up here when he was younger. As soon as we get any updates on this case, of course, we will let you know. For now, we are live in Hallandale Beach. I'm Ian Margle, Local 10 News.
Now things became even more complicated. Wiz lost his life, as we mentioned, which is unfortunate, but even that time frame was iffy. The tension with him and Kodak.
This nigga talking about, oh, he would holler at me direct, but I got him blocked. I got him blocked on Instagram. You gotta see my page. I don't want you popping up on my shit. You got my number though. You know what I'm saying? Niggas stay be trying to, oh yeah, but he got me blocked. I block you fuckers, homie. At the same time, y'all got my numbers. I be trying to holler at these niggas on FaceTime. What these niggas be doing? Oh no, I don't wanna talk. I don't wanna talk. Or bang, hang up, or don't answer. They got like FaceTime. I like to talk, homie. We could talk on FaceTime, homie. You niggas like to text, voice message, DM, motherfucking make little posters and shit. For paper trail, homie. For fans and bitches could see it, homie. To leave fucking evidence and insurance, homie. So when I bag when you fuck niggas, homie, they'll know who did it, homie. I don't be on that shit. That's
his alleged beef with the ops. And then now, you had a mole, person that was allegedly playing both sides because he knew both sides. But he was known out there as a real stepper who got some paper. He was also an aspiring rapper who went by the name 26CJ, known for his violent reputation and dubbed King Cobra as his nickname. Allegedly signed to Kodak Black. 26CJ could be seen with Kodak Black in a number of his cameos in his music. But 26 CJ also had close connections with mngmtkee and Sid, having Wiz song after he lost his life on his tape, even having a song with Sid on the same mixtape. But you know how the streets go, fam. They gon' find out. And according to those close to Wiz, 26 CJ was already implicated in Wiz's murder, playing both sides before becoming an example himself. A body was discovered in a burnt out vehicle behind an apartment complex in Pompano Beach. Just before 6:30 a.m. Tuesday, March 28, 2023, Broward County Police have received a call about a vehicle on fire in the 3100 block of Northwest 2nd Terrace in Pompano Beach. BSO deputies and Pompano Beach Fire and Rescue have responded and located a 2022 Mercedes-Benz SUV fully engulfed in flames. Once the fire was put out, police noticed human remains were observed in the rear passenger seat of the vehicle. He was left there, and the vehicle, allegedly the crime was done in. That man later identified as being 26 CJ. May he rest in peace. So, love and condolences to his family.
Okay, so let me get this straight. 26 CJ playing both sides. They say he has something to do with Wiz the Wizard being killed because he fucked with his ops. He had a song with both of them on his mixtape, even though they beefing. And they think he has something to do with his murder. He come up dead in his Benz. Florida is tricky.
A body was found in a burning car. Our Local 10's Leanne Morajon is live with reaction from some really frightened neighbors, and understandably so, Leanne.
Yeah, they really were scared by all of this. I want you to take a look, though, because since we last joined you an hour ago, you can see that burned out car is now on the bed of a tow truck that will now be taken away as evidence as investigators continue their investigation. A fire burning brightly early Tuesday morning, an SUV completely engulfed in flames. Inside, a person found dead, neighbors watching in horror. This man says he heard an explosion. When he looked outside, he saw the vehicle burning. The view from Sky 10 shows the aftermath, a charred white SUV heavily damaged. The foam used to put out the fire left behind after the firefight. Police taped off the area near Northwest 2nd Terrace and 32nd Court, right behind an apartment complex and adjacent to a canal.
At approximately 6:30 a.m. this morning, Pompano Beach Fire Rescue got a 911 call in reference to a car on fire.
A Pompano Beach spokesperson says a nearby dumpster was also on fire in addition to the SUV. Firefighters discovered the body in the back seat.
We know it's an adult, and so the rest we're leaving up to investigators.
Homicide and crime scene investigators came out to the scene, as well as the state fire marshal.
Many times when the state fire marshal is called out, it's due to extensive damage, and many times when death is involved.
Neighbors left unsettled by...
I don't know if he's blurring his face for the video or if they just slipped up and let Buddy's face show, bro. Look at this.
And many times when death is involved.
I think he was blurring his face just to keep him safe from the video. It had to be.
Neighbors left unsettled by the grisly scene just steps from their doors. And back out live, you can see they are still getting ready to take this car away. At this point, the identity of the person that was found inside of the vehicle has not yet been released. What's still unclear is how exactly that person died, whether it was a result of that fire or something else. Reporting live in Pompano Beach, Leanne Morajon, Local 10 News.
So at this point, it's mid-2023, and as all this unfolded, Psycho Bob remained incarcerated, serving his 5-year sentence. Unfortunately, the violence continued. 6 months after 26 CJ lost his life, Psycho Bob's mom lost her life. May she rest in peace and love and condolences to her family. It was September 2023. She was shot dead while outside her home inside her vehicle. And according to those close to Psycho Bob, his enemies were not behind the killing of his mom. It was suggested that local youths seeking clout were responsible.
Okay, Leanne, thanks a lot. New details after a woman was shot and killed in Fort Lauderdale. We've learned she was the mother of a South Florida rapper. And Local 10's Ian Margol is live now at the scene for us of the shooting.
Just think about how saying you gotta go. You locked up. You can't even go to the funeral.
Yeah, we spoke with family members of the victim off camera today. All of them saying they are absolutely heartbroken. Neighbors here saying this woman was a fantastic
person. Same pain.
A Fort Lauderdale home standing quiet Thursday The shades pulled down and the driveway empty. But only hours earlier, it was a crime scene. According to police, just after 6 p.m. Wednesday, officers responded to reports of a shooting at this home on Northwest 30th Way near 21st Street and found a woman in the front seat of a van in her own driveway.
Stay civilized.
Neighbors confirm Smart's son is South Florida rapper Psycho Bob, who is currently in prison on weapon possession charges and who's a close friend of Kodak Black. Neighbors say Dee Dee, as she was known, was an incredibly sweet woman who was always friendly, and now police are looking for her killer. And police tell us they have not made any arrests in this case. We have no information on suspects either, so if you know anything that can help detectives with this one, call Broward Crime Stoppers, that number 954-493-TIPS.
While someone was eventually arrested, they had no genuine ties to HMT Tre's circle.
But that's what
that
they just
didn't
said,
stop
though.
HMT Tre from releasing the track title For My Peoples,
Oh,
implying he had a role in the incident. But
remember time I was on my own grinding for a regal. I remember late night, heading to the street for features. Since we caught on late night, niggas screaming we the creatures. Get up on them, ain't right. Yeah, I did that for my people. We ain't never meet before. Why the fuck I wanna meet you?
Here's where we
I'm about to
stop
say,
and
I
give
don't
the
know,
history.
that didn't have nothing to
Psycho
do with
Bob
it.
and his mother had another tragic story. Psycho Bob's mother husband, who was his stepfather at the time, was a well-known DJ and youth football coach. He was also a hustler, an entrepreneur, who went by the name Coach Disco Dave. He was shot dead in 2016 on a football field in front of his team by a man notorious in Broward County, known as Bobo.
Friends and the players of a youth football team are mourning the loss of their beloved coach, who was shot and killed at a park last night. They had just finished practice when gunmen approached and shot the coach repeatedly. Our own Leanne Morejon is live in Fort Lauderdale now with the latest on the investigation. Leanne.
And Lori, these gunmen also put the children in danger, doing this right in front of them. But this coach did his best to protect them, telling them to run off as those shots were fired. And sadly, that coach would not survive. A Fort Lauderdale firefighter washes away the blood left behind after the murder of a youth football coach. 42-year-old Dave Williams, better known as Coach Disco Dave, coached 7-year-olds with the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes for the last 12 years. He was gunned down Thursday night after football practice. The neighborhood park turning into a crime scene.
Shot multiple times by a suspect.
Williams was coaching last night at Mills Pond Park when he was walking with his young players. We're told Williams saw this gunman approaching and tried to protect the kids by telling them to run. Fort Lauderdale police say Williams was shot multiple times and died on the way to the hospital. Police say the shooter ran off.
At this time, we don't know their relationship, if any. We don't know if there was arguments.
As police investigate a motive, those who knew him best are now reacting to the news. We're told Williams owned Reather's car wash and sub shop, named for his beloved late grandmother. Employees at the salon next door said he was a regular customer there and are shocked by his murder.
This man have so many kids. Oh my God, it's so sad. It's really sad. I wish them all the best.
And police believe that someone out there knows who did this. If you are that person, if you have the answers, give Fort Lauderdale police a call. We are live in Fort Lauderdale. Leanne Morejon, Local 10 News.
Now, Bobo was another level. He was infamous for robbery, murder, and extortion to anything walking, and never held accountable because no one ever testified. Just a year after that, in 2017, Kodak Black had posted a picture with Bobo, which he deleted after public backlash. But shortly after, Bobo would end up having to do 40 years in the feds, and Kodak Black would still express his love for him. In the track titled Righteous Reaper in 2021, featuring Wham, Spinner Ben, and Psycho Bob, he mentions Bobo again.
I know the real devil. I'm pulling up on niggas like Bobo. I'm a real stepper.
But another proven fact that's not.
Okay, so either Kodak didn't know or he just didn't give a fuck. Because I'd be damned if I'm on a song with somebody and you shouting out the dude who killed my stepdad, whether I like the nigga or not. That's crazy.
But public. After that man lost his life on a football field, that hustler, in 2016, Bobo ended up talking to Psycho Bob's mother, who was that man's wife at the time Bobo took his life. Fast forward to 2024, Recently, as we mentioned, HMT Trey was arrested after a traffic stop and charged. But after being sentenced and serving his time for that case, he was hit with a RICO alongside his best friend, Liberia Sig, and 5 others, who each had separate murders in they RICOs, which we covered just 3 days ago. I'll leave the link in the description if you guys want to check that out. But the real development on why we're doing this video is because there's speculation that Sig's murder charges are related to Wiz's case. But that's not just off thin air. The dates align. HMT Trey has been charged with premeditated imp, but according to his indictment, the offense happening the same day Wiz the Wizard lost his life. Yet, the indictment remains sealed. And once again, it seemed like the cycle of violence continues without resolution. Damn. The intertwining stories of these artists illustrate the harsh realities of the street life, man, and the consequences of inherited beefs. As the narratives unfold, it's clear that the price of loyalty and rivalry in this world is often paid in blood, leaving families shattered and communities divided. The tragic loss of lives serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that comes with the fame and the deep-seated issues within these communities. Moving forward, it is crucial for those involved to seek peace and healing rather than the continued violence that could only lead to more tragedy. So we wrap this video up, sending love and prayers to every victim we talked about in this story once again, and love and condolences to you guys' family. Fam, it's now time for you guys to let me know how you guys...
Alright, man, so that's gonna wrap up that one. But I think this is crazy. I thought this was... I actually have the second one queued up, but I thought this one was before that one because the other one says part 2 in the title. So it might be another one before that. I gotta do my research. But that's crazy as fuck just to see, like, bro, this Psycho Bob dude, you could feel for him in a sense, like, bro, he's probably been going through it for a long time, bro. Stepdad killed by this Bobo dude in 2016, and then you just getting into all type of shootings up until the point where you lose your mama. You done lost both of your parents to gunfire. Dad probably had something going on, like they say he was a hustler, but my Dukes, you probably was the reason that she passed away, because they wanted to be known as the people who did that to your mother, Psycho Bill's mother. I mean Psycho Bob's mother. It's crazy, but it's still not his fault at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can't control another person's actions regardless of what you do. You know what I'm saying? He's quote unquote safe in the feds. At least he's safe away from his regular ops and not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, the other inmates. But that's nor here nor there. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Get in that comment box. Tell me how you felt about this video. It's your boy Key checking in, checking out. I'm gone.